Hi everyone! Today I'm sharing a simple technique that creates surprisingly realistic wildflowers. These are what I think call wild sweet peas. For the background I'm using acrylic spray paints, a bit of lime green, dark green and just a touch of pink. But feel free to use any colors you like. For the greenery I'm using a thin round brush with a permanent green, yellow and a little bit of white. Wild sweet peas have such delicate, lacy foliage. I press the brush gently in the middle to get a really realistic shape. As you can see, I just repeat the same motion a few times. I'm layering a few shades of green. Lighter on the outer edges and darker inside. For the leaves that are further away, I go with lighter tones. I also mix a tiny bit of magenta into the green for the flowering stems. Now let's move on to the blossoms themselves. So I'm using an angle brush about 1 centimeter wide and it's wet. On the short edge I load some dark purple, then dip the middle in magenta, and on the long edge I add a bit of lavender mixed with white. I always do a quick test stroke to check the color transitions. Then I just press the brush onto the paper or canvas, and look how realistic these flowers turn out. Each time I just reload the colors and repeat the same step, pressing the 3-color brush right onto the canvas. I just show how the brush looks before I start painting the flowers. For the tops of the flowers, I switch to a similar angle brush, so they are tinier, but use exactly the same method. Here is another look at the brush before we start painting. So that's the whole trick. For final touches, I'm mixing lavender with white, but this time with a bit more white in it, to add lighter accents to the flower's tips, using gentle touches with a thin round brush. The sweet peas are done. Now for some variety, let's add a few daisies. Since my white paint is pretty transparent, actually it's ink, so I'm layering them with 2 coats. For the centers I use a mid-tone yellow first, and the lightest yellow I have for the highlights. And let's add a little bee for fun. In this case, it's very good that my white is transparent, because for wings it's exactly what I need. And I decided to add some pink spots, another wildflowers. By the way, if you are wondering how to create this kind of flowers, let me know in comments. So our masterpiece is ready. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like. And I'm very glad to see each of you on my channel. See you soon.